On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, the Ethereum community rejects a proposed hard fork to recover the 500,000 Ether that is currently trapped in a broken Parity wallet contract. Will 2018 be the year that central banks start putting Bitcoin and crypto assets on their balance sheets? We'll take a look at that. And the Japanese are going to save us all, as yet another major Japanese company, this time a national network of car dealerships, begins accepting Bitcoin as payment. So all of that on today's episode of the Cryptoverse, so stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. So let's get into the first story, shall we? Ethereum community rejects hard fork to recover the 500,000 Ether. So just a quick backstory to get everyone on the same page here. Parity Technologies, they created a multi-signature Ethereum wallet based on some code that the Ethereum Foundation wrote and that the Ethereum community at large checked, so that was cool. Parity Technologies then made some further developments to that code, and their own version turned out to have some bugs and some security flaws in it, right? And as the story goes, a, quote, amateur programmer managed to accidentally run a kill function that caused their smart contract, the Parity multi-signature smart contract, to delete some of its own code. Some of that code was deleted, and the features that were deleted included the feature that allowed you to withdraw Ethereum from that smart contract. So that means that with no way to withdraw the funds, all the funds in there are now stuck. And there were a number of different companies within the Ethereum network and the community that were using this multi-signature wallet. I mean, several ICOs, including Iconomi, they now collectively have 500,000 Ether in these multi-signature wallets with no way to withdraw or move the funds because the code that does that has been deleted. Problem. At today's prices of approximately $800 per Ether, that's about $400 million worth of crypto assets frozen. Now the update today, which I found out about by reading themerkle.com, is that unlike when Ethereum hard forked to restore the funds that were stolen from the DAO, this time the Ethereum community has rejected the idea of doing a hard fork to forcibly reinsert the deleted withdrawal code and then restore the functionality for that multi-sig wallet. One of the most appealing features about blockchain technology in general is its immutability, right? Once data is saved to a blockchain, it's supposed to be permanent, and then you can trust it 100%. Now, this is a choice that a blockchain development community has to make. Are you building an immutable blockchain or not? And you have to decide, right? Because it's a big decision. We thought Ethereum was immutable until it wasn't one day. However, this time around, they've decided no hard forking. It is actually immutable this time. You know, when Ethereum forked last time to fix the DAO problem, they basically rewrote history to fix the DAO security issue. And it caused so much controversy that it actually gave birth to Ethereum Classic. Do you remember that? You may have been around when that happened. So the Ethereum Classic blockchain, that maintains the original version of the history, unchanged. So the bottom line here is that 500,000 Ether is still locked inside this Parity multi-signature wallet smart contract with no way to get it out. Now, I'm glad that the Ethereum community decided not to hard fork this time. However, with Ethereum averaging 1 million transactions a day now, it's almost impossible to change history again. Right, there's just too much activity on the network now. So let me know what you think. How would you suggest they fix this? Is Parity Technologies even obliged to fix this? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's move on to the second story for the day, which I've pulled from the Cointelegraph. So will central banks start holding cryptocurrencies and digital assets in reserve in 2018? Well, according to Peter Smith, the CEO of blockchain.info, the world's most popular Bitcoin wallet, or web wallet rather, yes, He says yes, and he said so on this interview on CNBC. He said that in 2018 we will see central banks starting to hold digital currencies on their balance sheets alongside existing holdings of things like gold and various national currencies, fiat currencies. Now those purchases, if central banks start buying up tons of Bitcoin, say, no doubt those purchases will be done over the counter, which means they won't show up on any public exchange order books. Now Peter also said here that following the acquisition of Bitcoin by central banks to stick it on their balance sheet, he also expects that to be followed by central banks issuing their own digital assets. And we've heard of this trend coming for a little while now. The crypto ruble is an example of this, right? But we'll see how other nation states respond to this. To my mind, the only real way to guarantee people will use these central bank tokens is to make it a legal requirement and then ban the alternatives. That's kind of how government gets down. So we'll keep an eye on this, you know. I think banning decentralized cryptocurrencies, that'll just cause tons of people to run into private coins like Monero and the like. So I don't think banning them is good. That will just drive people underground, right? They won't be taken away from their cryptocurrencies lightly. Now let's move on to story number 3 here, which is the good news for the day. Very, very good news. I am absolutely ecstatic about this. It seems like nothing but bad news and regulation and resistance to cryptocurrencies, you know, across Europe and America. While we're all doing that, Japan is busy getting on with boosting Bitcoin's fundamental value. So Japanese largest Bitcoin exchange by volume, called Bitflyer, they've just been appointed by Item Inc. to enable Bitcoin payments at their range of car dealerships across Japan. So this article on Bitcoin.com says they're starting with 26 dealerships, and then they're going to roll it out to their other 550 locations across the country. And apparently the company's been around since 1994, and it also owns a majority stake in Australian car dealership Buick Holdings. Now I reported on the Japanese company GMO Internet the other day, and I said that they were starting to pay their employees in Bitcoin up to a limit of about $880. Well, this car dealership is going to accept payments up to about 100 million yen, which is the equivalent of about 880,000 US dollars. So you can pretty much buy any car for that amount of money, right? A Bentley or whatever. Now, I think these stories are important, very, very important, because real-world adoption of Bitcoin is the only real way to secure the Bitcoin bubble from bursting and then causing a significant crash in the price. The only question is, will adoption happen fast enough? And will the Bitcoin network be able to handle that kind of transactional volume? So thanks very much for joining me today, guys. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you would like access to my very best material, such as my structured online courses that will teach you things like how to make and save money with Bitcoin, check out my website, cryptoversity.com. Click on the courses page, and you can take any of these online courses that I've created for your educational delight. Alright guys, that is all for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.